What's up, y'all? It's popping. It's D. About to react to this video by Lovely TTV. It's titled M.I.A. calls out Jay-Z, Beyonce, Solange, and Roc Nation amid struggle to see her son. Full breakdown. Everybody is getting called out. It's only February. What's going on? I don't know, but sure. Let's hear what she has to say. Let's watch.
The whole mantra can't stop, won't stop. It's like you gotta be relentless. You gotta have a bit of crazy. You can't take no for an answer. You gotta make it happen. He embodies that.
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person.
Sean Carter is worse.
Oh man.
He's smarter.
Hey tea sippers, happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing good today. So like I've been saying since last year that we are going into the age of Aquarius, and we are only 2 months into the new year, into 2024. It is Aquarius season, and it seems like Sean Carter is starting to get exposed more and more, like his friend Sean P. Diddy Combs. You know, the two Seans. So I find this whole situation very interesting. Earlier in the year, we received a blind item that went viral on social media, where we learned that basically Jay-Z allegedly abused, sold, and then blacklisted Tierra Marie starting at the age of 15. So this went viral earlier this year. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this video right here.
I read a very disturbing blind item last week about a young artist who was abused, sold, and blacklisted from the music industry. The original guess for the blind item was that it was allegedly about Ashanti, Irv Gotti, Ray J, and Diddy, and Jennifer Lopez. But you guys have all commented that it makes much more sense if the artist was allegedly Tierra Marie, who was signed to Jay-Z's record label when she was 16 years old. And she was on Love and Hip Hop, and then she just disappeared. So I'm going to reread this blind item with the new names in place, and let's see if this makes more sense. In the wake of the passing of M.I.A, certain record producers were looking for someone else who could step into her shoes in more ways than one. As I have told you before, M.I.A was SA'd as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different producers up until the time that she passed away. A couple of years after she passed away, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her. And this is allegedly Tierra Marie. When they heard her voice and then saw how she looked, they started scouting her even harder. She was sleeping with one of the producers, the one who made the initial calls. And I don't know who this is, you guys can take a guess. Soon, she was sold to this pseudo corn star and celebrity sibling. You can also take a guess at that one. He loves controlling vulnerable women. It is his specialty. Anyway, he started controlling the career of this singer. He brought her to the attention of this A-plus list rapper and mogul, allegedly Jay-Z. And he signed her to a deal. By the time all of the ink was dry, she was just shy of being legal. But that didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. He was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved with the current A-plus list singer who was in his face every day. And this could allegedly be Beyonce. Our brand new signee did fairly well. Her first record sold a decent number of copies and she had some quality singles. The thing is though, that corn star in charge of her career was feuding with the mogul and told the mogul he would not be allowed to hook up with the singer again. I assume he thought the mogul would think she was something special. Apparently not as special as the current A-plus lister, because the new signee was dropped and the word was put out on the street. No record deals for her from any label. When someone ignored the edict, they were paid a visit. If the visits were ignored, then other steps were taken. This was a total lockdown of a career that lasted almost a decade. The corn star cost his client her singing career, but he didn't care because he was with so many different women who were all earning for him that she was just a drop in the bucket. Lately, the singer has come back into the spotlight, and apparently she is now allowed to record and is starting to make a name for herself again. And again, this is allegedly Tierra Marie, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. What do you guys think?
All right, so you guys just heard that blind item. So then what was very interesting was all of this drama with Nicki Minaj, aka her coke rant, that everybody was talking about on social media. Now, Nicki was throwing a lot of shots at Jay-Z and Beyonce. She had been throwing like little shots in her music. But then once everything went down with Meg Thee Stallion's, his song, basically Nicki went in. She was not here for the nonsense with Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and she blasted them. And then Azealia Banks came out right behind Nicki and basically was confirming a lot of the stuff that Nicki was saying about how Jay-Z did not have her back when she was being abused by Meek Mill, and how, Jay-Z and Beyonce no longer fool with her and they're trying to make Megan her replacement.
But that wasn't the last time that Nicki name dropped Beyonce, because in the song Press Play, Nicki name dropped Beyonce saying, "They say, why can't you be Beyonce? Daddy wasn't no businessman. Mama wasn't no business owner. What an idiot." At this point, people started to put two and two together and realize just how badly Nicki had it for Jay-Z and Beyonce. Well, Azealia Banks finally entered the chat and dropped her 2 cents on the drama, confirming our speculations that Nicki has beef with the Carters. She went live on Instagram and kicked things off by revealing that Nicki's issues with Jay-Z started because he protected her then boyfriend, Meek Mill, after he put pause on Nicki. And this prevented Nicki from exposing Meek and speaking her truth. Azealia also claimed that Nicki desperately wants to be a Rock Nation girly, and she is still salty because she isn't.
Nicki has low-key, like...
Girl, we saw this whole video.
Have that.
The Rock Nation girl. Bad.
Now, we kind of peeped this tea about her and Meek Mill, especially since there were reports that Rock Nation got her documentary canceled because she was going to speak on Meek Mill and they couldn't have that. A couple of years down the line, Nicki posted a snippet from the documentary where she talked about being in a relationship with a man who used to put pause on her.
But when my mother would let my father be violent with her, and she always brings up the story as a little girl, I would stand in front of my mother and go like this. And I vowed, like, that's why I'm, like, maybe some people would describe me as abrasive or whatever, because I vowed from that age, no man would ever call me out my name, treat me like that. And then all of a sudden, that was my life.
Meek Mill caught the shade and he sent a cease and desist letter to Nicki to try to prevent her from talking about the situation. This made Nicki furious, so she flipped out on him on Twitter, saying, "You a clown. You do it for life. Twitter fingers women scared of men. Your own sister taped it, spit on her and taped it, kicked me in front of your mother and sent her to the hospital. Sucking Drake's D made you feel tough again. Move on. You can never stand on your own. You was around. You know. See you soon." So according to Azealia, this is the real reason that Nicki was mad. And if you're wondering why she took it out on Megan, Azealia claimed that Nicki was jealous because it's been years since Jay-Z publicly co-signed a female rapper, and Nicki was upset that it wasn't her.
And on top of that, like, it's been years since Jay-Z has publicly co-signs any female rapper. And the fact that it's Megan, like, it could be anybody. I mean, that, like,
And Uncle Ron was out here spilling tea, basically calling out Jay-Z and Beyonce and Puffy, and saying that they all had a hand in ruining Biggie Smalls' career, doing things to Beanie Siegel. So the whole situation is crazy, all of the tea that's been coming out recently about Jay-Z.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Okay, I get the threats, but you have to remember one thing. I know your deepest secrets. I know so much about you and what you've done. I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you. That's how hateful you guys are. How you step on anybody to stay on the top. So remember, your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Keep your threats up. I'm here today, and what I got to say, I'm gonna say it. So don't make idle threats to me. Cause see, I ain't Biggie. See, I ain't Beanie Siegers. I ain't Freeway. How you
You're easier to dispose of. I'm confused. When people come out and they're like, I know these people's deep, dark secrets and they threatened me. It's like, if you really knew their dark secrets and they are as evil as you're saying, why are you still around to tell this tale?
All them off the minute they did for you to get you to the top.
I'm not saying
all them
he's
writing
not
for
telling
you,
the truth.
and then the minute you get a little taste of success, you wrote them off.
But I just found out to be contradictory.
You just totally said, I don't know.
Because if they took out Biggie because of what he knew or whatever they wanted from him, then it's like, why are you still around?
Oh.
If you got the real tea.
So you don't know me. I dare you. I dare you. Remember, all the receipts, all the proof, the old school footage, I still have it. See, hardly nobody knows, but I say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs.
Which one?
She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Oh.
Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top. But there's one thing about me, bro. I can't be bought. This is Uncle Ron. Just like I know how you got started, I can put my foot down and make it all go away.
I read to a video about him before, but I doubt it was this one.
You're playing with the wrong one.
All right, so y'all just heard Uncle Ron spilling that tea. So now what's even more interesting is that yesterday, rapper M.I.A. went on a huge rant concerning Jay-Z and Roc Nation and basically what has happened to her and her career. And she's been fighting for custody of her son that she has with Benjamin Brockman for a while now. So this entire situation is nuts. I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys what M.I.A. was tweeting yesterday. So she starts off by saying, Biden won't let me see my child. The longest processing is meant to be 2 months. It's already been that. They're basically saying I have to wait for a Republican to come into office because 9 months from now is the election. I'm not allowed to see my child for stealing food at 18 when I was poor, yet our government is okay with my child being with a family convicted for child trafficking and sex cults. Okay, the difference between me and the migrants coming in is that I can't vote and I'm paying U.S. taxes too. Sick. I'm sorry, America, but your ethics and morals are pretty fucked up on this. I have shown support for Julian for 14 years and have been to the U.S. many times. The only thing different this time is that I called for a ceasefire and spoke out against genocide and ethnic cleansing. Now I'm forced to pick between my child and speaking up for what's right by God. Then somebody says to her, pick your child every time. She replies back and she says, the problem is that your country doesn't think that the mother should even have a choice. Then she says, I'm happy to go to war for my child, just like every mother, but is your monster the same as mine? My first custody battle was in 2013 when my child was 4. I was managed by Jay-Z, who ultimately was paid by the Brofmans. Be very clear why my math thing record was buried in 2023. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off and copied my style and gave it to other puppets and shadow banned me on every platform. But it was worth it to save him from the madness of what you know now. So then somebody replies to her and they say, why the fuck did you marry and have kids with someone that closely related to Warner Music Group? I seriously love you as an artist. I think you're incredibly smart, but this shocked me then and still does. Never trust them ever. They lie and they think it's funny to see you angry. Fight smart. She says, I guess the same reason why so many Christians can't tell the difference. Then she said, the day I was severed from my 4-year-old, Roc Nation stopped all communication with me and all my emails to Jay-Z asking for help were wiped from my inbox. Mine was broken into, every lap was taken. I was trapped in Brooklyn on an order served that restricted me leaving Brooklyn for 15 years. Aurora James vaccinated my child without my permission. They manipulated my child by lying to a 12-year-old pretending to be his mom. Of course, it's not your own child. You don't care how you can psychologically damage a child with mental games. She is Beyonce and Solange's friend. Then somebody says, go to the southern border, cross illegally. Seems Biden is allowing that, but now allowing people to do it legally. She says, only if Republicans promise they will process my papers officially, unlike the Democrats if they win. Again, they vaccinated him, even after calling me an anti-vaxxer and humiliating me in the press for a good 2 years, canceling my latest M.I.A record from all promo and touring, again, sacrificing another LP, yet they still vaccinate him at 12 to get at me. It's the year of the dragon in Chinese New Year, and I'm ready to slay some dragons. Happy New Year. So that is what she had to say. She said a lot, okay? Now, one of the reasons why a lot of people are mixed about this, because one, Roc Nation is a record label. They really don't have anything to do with custody disputes. But if Jay-Z took money, hush money like she's alluding to, then that's definitely wrong. But more about her baby's father, because I remember when she got with him, a lot of people were really shocked. Because one, he's a billionaire. He is the nephew of Claire and Sarah Baughman. He is the nephew of Claire, and he is Sarah Baughman's great nephew. And if you guys don't know, they were tied to the NXIVM case, and Claire got several years in prison, and this went down about 3 years ago. They were running like a whole trafficking ring, pimping out women. These billionaires were doing all types of shady shit. Y'all check this out.
An heiress to the Seagram's fortune will spend the next 7 years behind bars for her role in the NXIVM sex cult case. She was sentenced today after pleading guilty to identity theft and immigration offenses. CBS 2's Andrea Grimes reports.
I just want my reputation back.
Barbara Boucher teared up outside Brooklyn Federal Court after giving one of several victim impact statements inside at the sentencing of Seagram's beverage fortune heiress, Claire Bronfman. A judge sentenced Bronfman to 81 months in prison, nearly 7 years, for her role on the executive board of NXIVM.
I was speechless, and I feel that this was justice served, and I think that Claire will take that very seriously.
NXIVM was originally billed as a self-help organization founded by Keith Raniere in Albany in 1998. But the judge pointed out it functioned as a pyramid scheme, and under it, Raniere later headed up a secret, all-female society that essentially operated as a sex cult. The judge said while there's no evidence Bronfman directly participated in the sex operation, she used her wealth and social status to intimidate and pressure Raniere's critics and dissenters.
Today sends a very, very strong message and hopefully some measure of peace and justice to the victims who suffered at the hands of this very corrupt enterprise.
Raniere was separately convicted of several charges, including sex trafficking. Her attorneys vowed to appeal her sentence.
Decision clearly an abomination. It's outrageous. It was a miscarriage of justice to go 3 times above the sentencing guidelines.
Bronfman did apologize in court to the one victim her charges included, but the judge said he needed to consider her sentence in the context of the other defendants as well, including Raniere. Outside Brooklyn Federal Court, Andrea Grimes, CBS 2 News.
All right, so you guys just saw that clip. So basically, Claire and Sarah's half-brother, Edgar, is Benjamin's father, and he was the CEO of Warner Music Group from 2004 to 2011. He's an occasional songwriter. He helped write Celine Dion's Love to Know You More. So that is why people are kind of like not feeling bad for her, because when she got with him and, ended up getting pregnant, people were shocked because if you know M.I.A., her whole stance was basically, going at billionaires. Everything she rapped about is things that him and his family had done. The greed and not looking out for the poor and things like that. So people were very shocked when they got together because of her reputation and the way she rapped. It was like, what the hell? Like, how did this even happen? So a lot of people feel like, you know what? She got with him because he was a billionaire. She thought it was a money grab. And basically, she tried to gold dig, all the while trying to portray a revolutionary. And it basically backfired on her. So a lot of critics are basically saying, cry me a river. Like, you knew what this family was about, but you didn't care. You got with a billionaire. And because of his status and his money, he was able to get custody of the child because he's in a better financial position than she is, because at that time, Jay-Z was blacklisting her. Her music wasn't being paid, so her money was dwindling. So she's saying that is how she lost custody, because the money that Jay-Z would have lost from blacklisting her, not playing her music and not letting her perform, basically Benjamin paid Jay-Z off to blackball her.
I mean, that is kind of what happens when you lay with the devil. sleep with the devil, lay with the devil, something like that. It's a saying. So I'm not going to say I don't feel sorry for her. It is unfortunate, but you have to be careful when you associate with people like that. But I don't put anything past these billionaires, to be honest. Although I do enjoy Beyonce's music, I don't know this woman. She could be into a whole bunch of dark shit, a whole bunch of weird shit behind the scenes. I don't fucking know. I would not be surprised because people become billionaires by doing some wild shit. So I would not be surprised, and if more information comes out about Jay-Z and he starts to get exposed, that would be wild because he is such a respected person in hip hop, but so was Diddy, and look where he's at. So yeah, I'm all for it though, with people getting exposed and more information being put out there. But at the same time, it's like I'm saying I'm here for it because I feel like there should be transparency and we should know what's going on, I guess. But it's like, what are we supposed to do with this information though? Like from her exposing people, Monique, Cat Williams, Nicki Minaj, all these people exposing things that are happening behind the scenes and these evils and stuff like that. It's like, what are we supposed to do with it though? Other than just sip the tea and know, like, oh, okay, now I know Diddy, this person I was never going to meet in real life anyway, now I know that he's evil. It's like, okay, so I think it's very interesting that when these people are benefiting, they don't have much to say. When shit is sweet and things are going good, you are okay rubbing elbows with these evil people, these terrible people. But when they do you wrong, now you want to expose them. It's like, where was the exposing when shit was going good for you? You feel me? So I don't trust any of these people. Let's be fucking clear. I don't trust the people who are getting exposed, and I also don't trust the people who are doing the exposing. Of course, I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna react to it. You feel me? I'm gonna put it out there, especially when y'all are telling me to watch these things. But at the same time, I'm just like, now you telling us this? All very interesting though. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you're gonna watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.